For decades, the primary indicator of corporate health was size. A massive payroll, a sprawling office, and long directories of management were the standard symbols of market dominance. But that model contains a structural flaw. As organizations expand to capture more market share, they introduce systemic friction into their daily operations. Every new hire adds another node to the internal communication network, creating a chaotic web that delays priority alignment. This growth transforms organizational muscle into bureaucratic fat. Decisions taking hours now require weeks of slow consensus building. Today, these legacy giants are being outmaneuvered by agile firms, run by teams of just 3 to 5 people. In this environment, adding headcount creates the very latency that leaves a company vulnerable to smaller, highly leveraged competitors. These microteams rely on a structural shift, driven by the simultaneous maturation of 2 modern business inputs. The first is artificial intelligence, acting as the team's execution engine. AI now functions as an active team member, handling complex code development, deep market research, and large-scale data analysis. This diagram shows a single generalist operator at the center of operations, directing specialized AI agents. By routing tasks to these subnodes, they process a volume of work that previously required an entire department of staff. This access to low-cost execution power removes the historical need for a massive human workforce to achieve global scale. However, raw execution power requires precise direction. Without high-level strategy, AI efficiency is wasted on the wrong goals. To provide that direction, micro-teams utilize the second component, the fractional executive. This workflow comparison clarifies the role. On the left, a standard consultant delivers a report of recommendations and vanishes. On the right, the fractional leader embeds themselves in the team. Unlike an interim manager maintaining the status quo, they drive consistent growth. These are seasoned veterans who work on a recurring, part-time basis. They bypass internal politics, implement strategy directly, and take accountability for outcomes, just as a full-time officer would. This creates a direct feedback loop. The fractional leader designs the high-level playbook in a few hours a week, and the internal micro-team executes it instantly through AI. Small companies can now secure objective, enterprise-grade expertise at a fraction of the cost of a traditional C-suite hire. This structure converts leadership and execution into variable costs, allowing a firm to scale or pivot rapidly as market conditions shift. A legacy competitor attempting a strategic pivot must restructure physical divisions and retrain thousands of full-time employees. A micro-team pivots by adjusting their AI software configurations and reallocating the hours of their fractional experts. While these tools are widely accessible, most established businesses remain bound by industrial-era, headcount-focused thinking. Organizational strength now tracks the speed at which a lean team can use this leverage to turn an insight into market value.